Guten Abend. Es ist eine gute Entscheidung, dass Sie heute Abend hier sind. Herzlich willkommen zum 31. Filmfest Hamburg, zum zweiten Screening von Inshallah a Boy. Gestern hatte der Film hier Premiere und hat das Filmfest eröffnet und das Publikum war begeistert. Das heißt, die Latte hängt hoch und die Begeisterung war noch größer und daran hat man auch gemerkt, wie gut der Film gefallen hat, als Amjad Al Rasheed auf die Bühne gekommen ist nach dem Film, und das wird er auch heute wieder tun. Und dann werden wir Zeit haben zu sprechen über das, was wir jetzt sehen, und zwar über einen Film, wo, und das ist schön für mich zu sehen, wo jeder Schauspieler, jede Schauspielerin den Figuren eine totale Dichte gibt und mit so viel Empathie und Feinheit darauf achtet, wie diese Figuren gestaltet sind. Und ein Film, der es schafft, zwischen Verzweiflung und Angst so hin und her zu switchen, und das nicht nur für die Figuren, sondern ich glaube auch fürs Publikum. Mir ging es auf jeden Fall so. Und ein Film, der ein starkes Statement ist. Und über all das sprechen wir hinterher, Amjad Al Rasheed und ich nochmal hier auf der Bühne. Und dieses Screening ist übrigens mit freundlicher Unterstützung ermöglicht von Markus Trebitsch. Dafür vielen Dank. Und ich rede gar nicht mehr viel. Jetzt würde ich sagen, schalten wir unsere Handys aus und machen uns auf die Reise nach Jordanien, genauer gesagt nach Amman. Haben Sie eine gute Zeit. Tja, Amjad Al Rasheed. Where's Amjad Al Rasheed? Hello.
Thank you.
Welcome. Once again. We've been here yesterday, as I told you before, so now we speak English. I hope this is okay. We've been standing here. You opened this festival with this film, and this film is something quite special for me personally, but we talk about this maybe in a few minutes. But it is something special in many ways, because first of all, it was the first film from Jordan ever screened at Cannes Film Festival. It is your debut that makes it something special too. Yes, yes, but please, it's a film debut. It is a film that you finished this year at the end of last year.
We shot last year, and we finished the post-production this year, I think a month before Cannes.
Okay, post-production was over a month before Cannes, then it premiered at Cannes, and then it gained a lot of attention, and now you are here in Hamburg at the film festival. How do you feel after this? This is a crazy year.
It is a crazy year. It's a wonderful journey. I've been working on this project since 6 years. Between development and financing, and we had 2 years of COVID where everything paused. So to be here today, sometimes I look at the film and I see the reaction of the people and where we are. It's kind of crazy, but what I feel like it's dreams can come true. And we just need to believe in our dreams.
That's very, very well. Good, and you say yes. So, but speaking of which, believing in a dream that comes true, how started this dream? What was the idea first? Because what came out is what I consider to be a real feminist statement. And did it start that way? Was it your choice to say, okay, my first film is going to be a feminist statement?
Well, the dream goes back to a long time ago when I was a little kid, when I was 12 years old when my mother asked me one day, what you gonna be when you grow up? And I told her I want to be a director. At that moment, I did not understand what is the director, but what I knew that I want to tell stories. And that was my passion, telling stories of people I care about, stories that I really feel strong about. And maybe because I was a kid that I felt like if I want to tell you a story like verbal, maybe I will not get attention. And I felt like with visual, this is something that maybe I can communicate with people. And this is why I decided to do film at first. So the dream began there. Then, Inshallah, a boy is inspired by a close relative of mine, a woman who dedicated her life for her family, for her 3 daughters and her husband. And when she bought her marriage house from her own money, her husband insisted on her and forced her to transfer the house deeds into his name, because it's a shame for a man to live in a woman's house. So years later, when he passed away, the family of her husband, they came and told her, according to the laws, we have share in your house, but we will allow you to live in your house. They were financially well, but the sentence, we allow you, raised many questions in my head. And as I was telling you yesterday, these questions, usually I'm inspired by an essential question: what if? What if they don't? What if she says no? Is it possible for a woman to say no in such culture, or in any culture? Is it something possible? And what are her options? How she can deal with these things? And is it possible that we are still ruled by laws that was created 1,400 years ago? All these questions fuel the idea of Inshallah a Boy. So again, my dream is to tell stories that I care about, stories of maybe people who does not have voice, where I'm trying to... It's a big thing to say that I'm their voice, but I'm trying to be that one. Yeah.
So the person that you've been telling as a kid that you want to become a director, whatever this might be, a director, I want to tell stories, was your mother, and you dedicated the film to your mother and aunties of you, so the women in your family. And what I was asking myself, you first of all, just one thing, because I was really impressed, and I was telling the audience before that I'm so impressed by the acting, and of course Mona Hawa remains in my head because of her presence, but all the other actors too. You said that you've been working on the film for 6 years. When did the casting point start? How long does it take to find all these people?
Actually, I'm so blessed that all the actors are fantastic. At least the people always could connect with them, and especially with Mona Hawa. She did a brilliant job. I started casting 2 years. In 2 years I did the casting. And thanks to my producers, they gave me this time to make sure that I'm having the right cast for the right character. And because I do it differently. I don't just do like scenes and normal audition, because it was kind of talent hunting, especially for the main character Mona. I saw her in a previous work, and I felt that she's very talented. How she looks, it was very close how I imagined her while writing the character of Nawal. Someone who you can find in... she has a special kind of beauty, and someone you can find in the bus or in the supermarket or in the street. She is very natural, but that wasn't. It was very important, but was not enough for me. So, because she lives in Palestine, I live in Jordan, because it was hard for her to come for the auditions and to sit with me. So I had different sessions with her throughout the 2 years where I had to explore her as a human being, not only as a talent. We did some scenes here and there, and we discussed the script, the character, and everything. But it was very important for me to understand how she deals with her daily life. What her point of view of certain topics. We agree, we disagree, and from there I had the ability to understand her as a human being, and because I wanted the character and the film to be as authentic, as realistic, as much as it can be. So it was important for me to understand that. Also to understand their body language, how they move, how they look, how they stand up. All these things they gave me the key to motivate the cast during the rehearsal and during the shooting to give me the right beat at the right moment.
This is really, really careful and what a long-term and sensitive process of choosing a cast.
Yeah.
And if I imagine you took so much time for almost most of the main characters at least. I can imagine that it lasted more than 2 years. But so them, like Mona Hawa and all the other actors, they also shaped the characters then in that process, right? They shaped it in the sense that the characters you wrote down and you had in mind have also been shaped by the actors during the process while you were studying them?
No, but I wanted to see if they were able to transform to what I want or to what the character needs. It's not the way around. This is why I do it in a different way, and I love actors. They're beautiful and they're sensitive, and I love dealing with actors. And in this process, I'm exploring also what can I do with such talents. So this is why I was trying new different ways, and I think it worked.
I also think it worked. So what I was also asking myself, you depict a system of oppression against women in Jordan, and you depict the true legal system which makes women like Nawal suffer so much. How is this film being received, or how is the reception of the film in Jordan?
Well, to be honest, it's still not released in Jordan, not for anything. It's just like we're waiting for Arab premiere, and it should be in certain film festival that I can't talk about now because it's not announced yet, but it will be released next year. But the thing is, I got support from the Royal Film Commission, from Jordan Film Fund, and now yesterday it was announced that the film is the official selection for Jordan for the Oscars. So
congratulations.
The Jordanian audience is a tough audience, to be honest with you, and this is it has many factors. One of them that our industry is a young industry. It started 20 years ago with the establishment of the Royal Film Commission, and the audience are not used to see themselves in a mirror, because cinema is a mirror for the nations. and they're not used to watch themselves yet. So whatever we do as filmmakers in Jordan, sometimes we get like a kind of attack from people because they're still not aware of what is the art of cinema. It's not to promote the country in the best way, it's to highlight our problems. It's where we can talk about small details in our lives and open a conversation. And that was my intention through this movie, to ask questions, to push people to think and rethink of what has been normalized on us as human beings, to question ourselves how we deal with each other. So it is maybe a feminist movie, but I think also it's a human movie. It's something where I designed the characters to be in a gray zone, where, for example, the brother-in-law is not stealing from her, she's just following the laws, and this is the norms in the culture. So here I'm trying to ask a moral question. If you have the law supporting you, would you do it or would you don't do it? So
is the law moral or not?
Exactly. So I hope when it will be released in Jordan, it will open a conversation, a healthy one, where we can exchange ideas, and I hope for a change.
It's really interesting to wait for this moment. But maybe one more or less last question is also in my head. I ask myself, how is the situation for female filmmakers in Jordan? Like, would a woman be able to tell such a story?
Well, female filmmakers, we have, of course, female filmmakers in Jordan. Actually, I don't know. Mais Gammo, please, everybody say clap for Mais Gammo. She's our first AC, and she's here tonight. Thank you, Mais, for being here.
Welcome.
Women in different departments. I think the film industry is a very healthy industry in that sense, where we have female in very important roles in the department. We have female directors. We have for example, now I'm trying to remember names. Might help me. Tima Shomali, for example, she's a very well-known TV director, and we have Zindurai. We have, like, I think it's very healthy, and it's equal chances in the Jordanian industry. But this is very special.
This is really special, and it's really good news, because as we know, like, we fight for equality in the film business worldwide still. So
I think in Jordan we are in a good place, right, Mike? What do you think?
Right?
It's getting better.
It's getting better. Okay, that sounds really good. So speaking of which, it's getting better. Yesterday, you've been receiving already what we do instead of flowers, like everybody here who was at the Filmfest Hamburg Filmfest know that we do not donate flowers to our guests, but we donate a donation.
It's beautiful.
For the Voices of Children, which take care of children in Ukraine. So this is for today in paper. Yesterday we've just seen it screen up here, so this is your paper to keep.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So I think I have to do some announcements at the end for the audience, which is really important, but I need it on my paper. It is about everything that comes up in this time after this film now. But before I do this, I really want to thank you so much for your work. And I'm so curious when we're going to see you again at Filmfest Hamburg. Hope with an upcoming next project.
I hope it will be soon. And like now, I'm already working on a new project. I'm writing,
Good.
so I'm hoping that I come with a new film.
I guess you will. Amjad Al Rasheed.